How would you like to be the first millionaire in your family? Well, it's much easier than most would believe. If you're like most people, you didn't grow up in a family with a lot of money. Your parents were probably stressed out when it came to paying bills, and they never had any extra money. All of what they brought in was gone just as quickly as it arrived, and they probably used phrases like, money doesn't grow on trees, or money isn't everything. That doesn't have to be you. You have the chance to be the first wealthy and successful person in your family. You don't have to worry when it comes to paying all your bills, and you don't have to pass on negative financial mindsets to your kids. By taking actionable steps today, you can be extremely well off in the not-so-distant future. Implementing these suggestions can pave the way for you to be the first millionaire in your family. When it comes to taking financial advice from random influencers online, be extremely wary. Use caution when considering any advice of self-proclaimed gurus who insist that building wealth hinges on purchasing their courses or anything else they're trying to sell. The reality is, falling into the trap of believing there's an immediate path to success is often impractical, misleading, and unreasonable. It's really easy for judgment to become clouded by the possibility of an easy path to riches, but it's best to maintain a clear perspective and keep this in mind. Understand that true financial success is seldom achieved through shortcuts. Instead of succumbing to the pressure of instantaneous gains, consider investing your resources and time in more reliable ventures. 3 out of 4 millionaires say that regular, consistent investing over a long period of time is the key to their success. By doing your own research and forming your own opinion regarding building wealth, you can find tried and true methods that have generated countless millionaires. In the long run, a boring, reliable approach is likely to yield more sustainable, genuine, and long-lasting success. Getting a head start and consistently putting your money into investments are key players in the game of wealth building. Procrastination is like the sneaky villain in this scenario, lurking around the corner and ready to sabotage your efforts to accumulate wealth. I'm young, I don't need to worry about that yet, or I know I should, I'll get around to it, are common thoughts that are ruining your financial future. The magic formula? Start early and keep that investment momentum going. The pivotal move is to kick procrastination to the curb and recognize that time is your greatest ally when it comes to building wealth with minimal effort. The earlier you begin, the longer your money has to work its magic through the power of compounding. Don't underestimate the potential of even the smallest amounts. Whether you're dealing with a substantial sum or just a handful of dollars, the crucial step is to set aside whatever you can. Imagine this. Every time a few extra bucks find their way into your wallet, resist the temptation to spend them frivolously. Instead, funnel those funds straight into your savings and investment accounts. It's like planting seeds that grow into a financial garden over time. Consistency is the name of the game, and when you consistently invest those small amounts, the compounding effect kicks in, creating a snowball effect of wealth accumulation. This approach isn't about making huge sacrifices or dedicating vast sums. It's about making a habit of diverting whatever extra cash you have into investments that have the potential to compound and multiply. The key is to let time and the power of compounding work their magic on your behalf. Make it a goal to save $50 to $100 per week starting out. At first, this might seem like a daunting task, but the journey towards financial stability begins with incredibly small steps. It really doesn't take a lot to begin. In fact, it's a good idea to start small so you can develop the habit of regular saving and so you can learn the basics of investing without risking a large amount of money. Especially if you find yourself struggling to make ends meet, it becomes imperative to adopt a mindset of resourcefulness and explore every avenue until you reach a point where stashing away $50 or $100 becomes a regular habit. If you're barely scraping by, you need to do whatever it takes to get to a point where you can put $50 or $100 away every single week. Make it an absolute priority to save this every single week without fail. This will instill a habit of saving money, shift your mindset from spending every dime to finding ways to cut back, and you'll begin to see the rewards of your dedication in the form of a growing nest egg. Ask yourself, how can I start investing even if I'm broke right now? Look around at your spending habits and find stuff you're dropping cash on that isn't really necessary, or even better, things you wouldn't really miss if they were gone. Oftentimes, what you consider to be a completely reasonable and justified purchase is actually just the opposite from an outside point of view. Check out your daily or monthly spending and pinpoint those things you can cut back on to fund your future investment portfolio. Whether it's giving up some non-essential buys, ditching subscriptions you hardly use, or just finding cheaper alternatives, there are almost always spots where you can shift money towards building up your investments. It's about making smart moves, even if they're on the smaller side, and starting your investment journey no matter how much money you currently have to spare. It's a truth universally acknowledged that almost everyone, at some point in their daily routine, spends time doing activities that add little to no value to their lives. Whether it's binge-watching TV shows, the endless scroll through social media feeds, or leisurely sipping on adult beverages, these seemingly harmless pastimes can, over time, contribute to a diminishing quality of life. To make matters worse, we often underestimate the cumulative impact of these seemingly harmless habits, only to realize at the end of the week that precious hours have slipped away, all consumed by a single activity. Never mind the fact that those time-draining activities are probably sucking the soul out of you. Imagine this, a week where the hours devoted to mindlessly flipping through channels, swiping through Instagram, or indulging in a few drinks adds up to more hours than you'd care to admit. Now, imagine if you could reclaim just a fraction of that time and redirect it towards something that not only adds value but potentially transforms your life. Swap out one or two of these time-sucking habits, and suddenly you've got the perfect opportunity to spend time doing something productive. What if, instead of being glued to the screen, you spent a little time starting a side hustle or trying to learn a new skill? You don't have to spend countless hours working on a side hustle. Just direct a portion of what would otherwise be completely wasted time towards something productive. Creating a side hustle doesn't have to eat up your every waking moment. Just a little time here and there is all that's needed. You might even find that you enjoy it. These smart choices have the potential not only to enhance your personal growth and fulfillment, but also pave the way for a higher income. Break free from the cycle of underestimated time drains and seize the chance to harness your time for something you'd be thankful for a short time down the road. In 3 to 6 months, you can create an entirely new income stream. Even if it doesn't sound like a big deal, deciding to save and invest just $50 to $100 per week can bring about a total turnaround in your life. The earlier and more consistent you are with this, and the sooner you quit procrastinating, the quicker you can savor the rewards. Take a moment to reflect on the time slipping away, time that could be fueling your financial freedom. Those random hours spent on social media won't come back, but if you redirect even a fraction of them wisely, your odds of success shoot up. Following these tips will set you on the path to being the first millionaire in your family.